Hey, what is up, and welcome to this arena cutoff video for Marvel Contest of Champions. Today I am covering round one for the new Vulture and Captain America World War II arenas. So, as we typically do, I always like to figure out what kind of category do these champs fit in each of their arenas. Keep in mind for the 4-star and 3-star feature, you're either a new or old champ. So for Vulture, it's pretty easy. We're talking about a new champ here. And then for the 4-star basic arena, you can either be of low interest, medium interest, and high interest. Of course, and all that interest is based off of kind of getting the sentiment from the community across Reddit, the Truckos Facebook fan page, a lot of the YouTuber comment sections, just trying to get a sense across the community, how do people feel about the latest and greatest 4-star basic champ. And I think when it comes to Captain America World War II, we're looking at medium interest. He still has value in the game. A lot of people think he's one of the better science champions, but at the same time, it's not kind of at the same level of Gwenpool or any of, Mordo or Dr. Voodoo, any of those high level kind of champs. So with these categories in mind, let's take a look and see how each of the arenas for round one have performed in the past. So we'll start off with a 4-star feature for the new feature champs round one results. As you can see here, we've seen a steady increase starting from kind of Angela down from 11 million. We were going on a good steady increase pace all the way up to 15 million for Carnage. But then we had a big drop for Punisher. Apparently, there wasn't a lot of love for Punisher 2099. But then we had the new all-time high with Spider-Man Stark. I think when it comes to Vulture, you're kind of, I don't know if we're going to see Carnage Yondu kind of numbers, but I think kind of definitely not Spider-Man. I should say we're definitely not going to see, in my opinion, we're going to see Spider-Man numbers, but we could see something kind of in that Nebula Yondu Carnage range. And I think another thing to keep in mind, and this is going to impact all the arenas, is the big removal of a lot of the cheat accounts. That we haven't seen exactly how that's going to play out because the Gwenpool and the Miles Morales round two results, which took place during when they purged out all those cheat accounts. We haven't seen those results yet, so it's hard to see directly how this is going to play. But we did see last year when this occurred, almost kind of the same timing. There was a Nightcrawler arena, and that was when Nightcrawler was first introduced. So for the 4-star feature Nightcrawler arena, that first one was like in the 7 million range, which most in the past were like 12, 13 million. So there was an impact. So just don't know exactly what it is yet, but keeping that in mind. Plus, I just don't think there's that same level of hype that we saw for Spider-Man. I think that's going to play into effect for the Vulture 4-star arena. When we look at the 4-star basic medium interest, so there's kind of that high low that high range and that high point and that low point. The high point being with Karnak and Magic, and I think with both of those, especially Magic, there's still a lot of utility for that champ. So I think that's what drove them to the higher end of the medium um, cluster, if you will. And then there's that low range with Phoenix, Doctor Strange, Venom, and Howard the Duck. I think because again, Captain America has still a lot of utility, one of the better science champs. I think we're going to see him closer to a Magic and Karnak number versus Phoenix, Doctor Strange, etc. And I think that's even still going to be the case, even though we have the impact of a bunch of cheat accounts purged out of the game. And then and of course, when you look at the 11 to 25% tier, that's pretty much a static one. Back in Karnak months ago was 1.5 million, and with Howard the Duck even it was at 1.5 million. And real quick, going back to the 4-star feature, when you look at the top 10%, you can see that was like 3.5 to now where it's kind of getting closer to 4 million. I think we're going to be closer to 4 million again. And then we have that 11 to 30% tier, which has steadily increased over time to what, with Archangel it was at 1.3. Now we're at 2 million. That was for Spider-Man, but I think anyway, you can expect to see something around that range. So let's head over to the 3-star feature. And when you look at the 3-star feature, you can see the a steady increase again here, all the way up to an all-time high again with Spider-Man Stark. I don't think we're going to see an all-time high again with Vulture. I do think we're going to see a number around Carnage and around the Carnage zone probably. And then with 11 to 25%. tier, you can see that that number, there has been some fluctuation, especially 2 months ago or so between Iceman and Nebula, but it's kind of smoothed out, if you will, with Yondu Carnage the last couple, where it's been right about that last milestone reward at 640,000. So anyway, when it actually comes to my official round one predictions, I think we're going to look at 15 million. I know that it was 15 million it was 15.7 over almost 16 million for Spider-Man. I don't think we're going to see that for sure, and I think we're going to have that impact, but not a tremendous impact when it comes to the cheat accounts removed from the game. Again, this unfortunately we don't know yet what the final Gwenpool and Miles Morales round two results were. This could differ, a little bit if those numbers came back and showed a tremendous impact. But I still think we're going to be right around 14, high 14 to low 15 millions for the four-star feature. And then for that top 10%, we saw that right around 4 million, right above 4 million is where this goes. And then for the four-star basic, that mid tier, again, he's going to be right around Magic, which she was at 2.9. I think we're going to see right around 2.9 million. And again, this kind of, I think what that, again, going back to the whole, all the cheat accounts removed out, I think there's a balance of all the rosters continue to get better, the overall increasing of the results balanced out with all those the cheat purged out kind of thing. So I think that balances out and gives us a magic number that we saw, like almost a month, 2 months ago kind of thing. And then with 11 to 25%, you saw that's pretty much a flat line. So right about 1.55 million. And then lastly, I think we're going to see not a new all-time time here. We're going to see something similar for the Carnage three-star feature at 1.43 for the top 10%, so we can get that three-star Vulture. And then 11 to 25, again, right above the last milestone reward, which is at 640. So I think we're going to be coming in at 655,000. So what would I recommend in terms of a grind target? If you really want to get Vulture four-star feature, you better go to 15.5. That'll make sure that'll drowned out all that noise. We're not really sure how all the purged accounts, how that's going to impact, plus the steady increase of arena cutoffs over time. Top 10%, if you want to make sure you want to get that, you want to get it to 4.5. And again, I think for the 11 to 30% tier, you better go to about 2 million now. It's looking like with those numbers. Now, for the top 10% for the four-star basic, if you really want to make sure you get Captain America World War II, you better go to 3.2 million. That'll guarantee it. I mean, even if a little over 3 million, 3 million to 3.2 million, you should be fine. And then for the 11 to 25% tier, if you go to 1.65, so that's the last milestone reward at 1.5 million. If you go up an extra 100,000, you should be fine there. And lastly, if you want to, for the three-star feature, you better go to 1.45 if you want to feel safe on getting Vulture three-star. And then for the 11 to 25% tier, you want to go to 700,000. So that's my thoughts. I know I didn't really, between my predictions and target, I really don't have a hard impact again of all the cheat accounts being removed from the game. I think that balances out, honestly, with the general increase of arena cutoffs we've seen over time. We keep on getting all-time highs. So I think that's kind of what we're seeing here is really a balancing out between all the cheat accounts that have been removed, plus everybody who's still in the game, their roster is getting better, going to higher cutoffs. I think that balances out, and you're going to get these predictions and targets that I mentioned. So that's my thoughts anyway. Would love to hear yours, or if you have any other questions, just throw them down in the comment section. If you disagree, would love to hear about it. We can have a discussion about that in the comment section as well. And of course, if you like this video, we really appreciate hitting that thumbs up like button. And if you like this video and others that I have in the channel, would appreciate that subscribe. Thanks a lot for stopping by, and have a great day.